To play Midgard, you need your soldiers organised into units, like this, or like these. But what do you do if all of your soldiers at the moment are on individual bases, like these ones? So, when you're making bases for Midgard troops, this is what you start with. It's a 2mm MDF, 120mm by 60mm round cornered base available from war bases. There's no standard basing size for your units in Midgard, but we've settled on this size, that's 12cm frontage, as kind of standard for most of our troops for games of 28mm Midgard. So I've taken one of those bases and I've drilled some holes in the corners, as you can see there, and stuck in some little rare earth magnets, so that when I pop them into the really useful box with the metal lining, they don't slide about so much. So that's stage one. Next stage is cover the top of the base with, in my case, some steel sheet. I've done that because the bottom of my miniatures are magnetic, so I've put steel sheet on top there. You buy this online, cut it to size. As you can see, there's the underside with the magnets in place. The top has got the magnet on. It's not gone right to the very edges of the base because that'll get covered up with a little bit of basing texture. And here we are with some basing texture applied. This is my own mix. It's just some brown paint, a little bit of PVA, some sand and a little bit of filler. And I've just mixed that up and then spread it just around the edges a bit, just to break up the shape when it's on the table, leaving plenty of that nice magnetic steel sheet in the middle there for my miniatures to go on. So all I've done here is add a thin layer of brown paint over the magnet there, just so that when I take casualties off or remove anything, it still looks okay. Now obviously you could just do this whole thing by putting some sand around the edge and then painting the whole lot brown at one go, or you could even use a spray paint. Either way, it still works. What you need is a little bit of texture around the edge and that big magnetic space in the middle. So then the next stage, I've dry brushed this. I'm not sure you can see that terribly well, but I've dry brushed that with an orangey brown colour. And then a further dry brush with a creamy white colour. And then finally I've stippled and dabbed in a few bits of browns and creams in there just to break up that surface a bit, so that when I take a few casualties off it's not quite so obvious. And here you see, with some static grass, just dyed onto the edges. And just to finish off, I've added a few more tufts and bits of flock on there to just break up the edges some more, including some nice purpley ones because these are for my Picts, so purple heather for Scotland. And this is the finished result. There they are, 10 of them ranked up on there, magnetised so they don't come off. And if you need to remove a casualty, you just pop one off the back there. That's where we would put some sort of wound marker to just indicate damage to the unit.